Welcome back. We are doing a combo this month of October and November reads. We're wrapping up our 2025. I can't believe we're here at the end of the year. We, this year's been a crazy ride. We had a lot of good reads over this year, and I will be doing another one on December, which is mostly holiday reads. This is basically my wrap up for 2025. We are going to kick it off for October. We got My Princeling Brat by Laura Lascarso. Now, I do really like Laura Lascarso's work. This one is a fantasy with some BDSM elements to it. Prince Cedric is been given over to Lord Vasil because Prince Cedric is kind of got a reputation for being a little wild, a little bit embarrassing to his mother in the courts. He's very good at picking fight. He is an elf. And so his mother thinks that Lord Vasil, who is a vampire, can help kind of like whip him into shape, right? So they have this deal to like help him find some manners and basically quote unquote tame him. Vasil is not one for deceit. So he does present Cedric with most of the information fairly upfront. He's kind of comes across as like a really cold character. However, most of that is from his fear of losing anyone else important to him. He's lost his parents. He's lost a lot of other people in this tragedy way back when he was younger. And so he's kind of closed himself off emotionally just to make sure that he doesn't go through that again. However, as he spends time with Cedric, these two kind of form this relationship, this bond. Master, there's a little bit of that master, but it's more like dom sub relationship. And Cedric kind of like helps to kind of warm up his heart a little bit. Also, in the meantime, he does kind of provide this pillar of, I don't want to say reassurance, but this pillar for Cedric to come back to when he has like these moments of starting to like spiral and try to like go out, and like he kind of goes and becomes a little wild when he just wants to be seen. And so Vasil definitely sees him, and that helps to kind of keep a lot of his more, I would say, impulses in check. I do really love the way that Cedric submits to Vasil. I think Laura Lascarso does a beautiful job of writing these scenes. There is a good amount of plot behind just the whole like master sub kind of dynamic that these two have going on. There's a little bit of background going on between the two races and a little bit of a plot to take over Vasil's region. So there's a little bit of like that going on in the background. I think the characters are very well done. A lot of good communication and dialogue between these two. So it's like a really steamy book with a good plot behind it. And I just had a good time reading it. Next up is A Small Town Contemporary by Nicole Dykes. It's called Crossroads, and I think it's actually one of my favorite Nicole Dykes books that I've read yet. So we have like a little bit of the city boy versus farm boy as Emerson, who's used to kind of getting whatever he wants. His family is very wealthy. He's just kind of like lazing around, wasting his time before going off to college, and his mom is afraid that he's just going to go to college and kind of like fail the experience a little bit because he doesn't know how to like work for anything. So she sends him off to his aunt in the middle of nowhere, basically. She wants him to learn the value of hard work. And then Jasper is about the same age, but works on Emerson's aunt's farm. So Emerson rolls up and Jasper's already there, and they immediately are like oil and water. Jasper doesn't like the city kid coming in. He's got a little bit of an attitude, and Jasper's usually such a sweetheart, so it's kind of interesting to see like how Emerson kind of already gets under his skin. Definitely a little bit of, I would say, bio-awakening for both these characters. They use this tension to kind of like mask, like they're not 100% sure what their true feelings are. Emerson's aunt kind of forces them together. Jasper's got to show Emerson the ropes because Emerson has no idea what to do on a farm. I don't know if it's another slow burn per se, but once these two like give in and realize what their true feelings are, the sparks just fly, and it gets pretty hot. That being said, it's overall a really low angst story. Emerson always pokes at Jasper. He just loves seeing that fire build up behind his eyes. Jasper's family life is a little bit heartbreaking. His dad is dealing with constant pain from an accident, and so Jasper feels responsible for his mother and sister and is trying to work and make money to help support the family. I felt a lot of emotions for Jasper, and I just really wanted to give him a big hug. Overall, I love how these two kind of find each other in this space and support each other. It's perfect for anyone who loves a small town romance, for sure. The next one is a debut, The Secret Shape of Worship by A.K. Asher. And this is kind of like, I think, a little bit off of the traditional romance path, mostly because it focuses on Mina and Mina's self-reflection through Anubis. I kind of wanted to slide this debut novel in here because I think it's a really well done story, even if it doesn't feel like a quote unquote traditional romance. Now, Mina is a closeted gay man from, I believe it's the South, and feels like he has to hide parts of himself in order to be accepted by his family. And as kind of like a push against I believe his father's a reverend. He just wants to prove him wrong somehow. But Mina is in seminary school as a middle finger to his father in a way. And as he's in this seminary school, they take this trip to the pyramids in Egypt. And through that, he falls through this portal to Anubis. So there is like this god monster relationship between him and Anubis. However, I would say the spicy scenes, while there are definitely there, to me they were written in such like a poetic way that it didn't feel like a quote unquote like hot flame novel. Like, it's not gonna be like, oh my goodness, like, woo, I got hot under the collar. It was more like sensual, if that makes sense, which I kind of really liked about it. And so we see him and Anubis kind of take this time, because Anubis is supposed to be taking his soul through to get judgment, but he doesn't want to let him go. Anubis wants Mina to rediscover the parts of himself he forced himself to kind of push and shove away and find power in them. And I think that's kind of where the non-traditional aspect comes in. This is definitely more about Mina reclaiming himself than I think the actual relationship. That's just my take on it. I really liked it though, and I know A.K. Asher is writing the sequel. I do think that A.K. Asher wrote Mina's faith in a really beautiful manner. So those were October, and now for November, we've got The Sky Pirates, Stowaway by Michele Notaro and T.J. Rose. It's another fantasy adventure. We've got Casper, who is a stowaway on a ship because he's got a certain type of magic that is just exploited by his hometown, and he has to get out before anyone connects the dots. And he thinks he's like stowawaying on like a merchant ship. Turns out it's a really fearsome pirate ship. He's discovered, of course, by Max, who is the second in command on the ship. And Max kind of takes it upon himself to watch over Casper as Casper integrates himself into the crew. I think this was just a really fun read. These two dance around each other really nicely. It's full of like action and danger and like really well done characters. The crew is simply amazing. They're all very unique. You like some, you hate some, but like it's all like kind of comes together really well. The captain is crazy and bloodthirsty, and I just think it gives it like another extra edge to it all. I highly enjoyed this, and I mean, I love fantasy, and it kind of feels, I keep calling it a little steampunky. It's not really steampunk, but they are on an airship. I mean, their ship is not in the sea, their ship is in the air. But it's not necessarily with the steam and anything. It's just, I think, magical. It's just fun, and I loved it. We have another Grae Bryan, Hot for Teacher. Of course, I couldn't not put this one in here. I read it. I loved it. It actually made me cry a lot. We've got Killian, who is an alpha. He's also a professor, really seen as like cold a lot of times. He just really likes to be in control. He's kind of like bored of the scene in a way and just kind of like not sure what he wants next. Then we have Chase, who's a beta. So I love the fact that this is an alpha beta pairing. There's no pregnancy in this Omegaverse. Chase is a student. I don't believe he's necessarily a student of Killian. He just happens to be a student at the same school. They keep calling him mature, but he has like these manners that were built into him. He's from a fairly wealthy home, but a very neglectful home. So he's kind of like felt like he had to put on these manners for his parents to even acknowledge him. His parents are terrible. They are very neglectful. They don't take any interest in him. And that's kind of forced Chase to kind of keep a really tight lid on his emotions. And so watching these two build this dynamic where Chase just submits to Killian and like allows for his emotions to like bubble up and be expressed, like Killian builds a space where he can do that, was really, really touching. I mean, it's hot. Like, don't get me wrong. Like this, I think the pages incinerated as I was reading them, but there's such an emotional aspect to this, and the characters are incredibly deep that like it like balances out really well. You don't see alpha beta pairings a lot. I feel like betas kind of get like thrown to the side, and so I really liked that they do address the designations a little bit, but Killian does it so beautifully. He's like, I'd like you no matter what. Like it's you and not your designation. And I wish we could see more of these non-traditional pairings. And I think betas should get more time. We don't always need pregnancy with MPreg or with Omegaverse specifically. I think this was incredible, and I can't wait for Grae Bryan to give us more Omegaverse and also anything else with demons. Okay, I need all of it. And lastly, we're going to transition into that Christmas mode with Christmas Mafia Prince by K.A. Merikan. What a dark holiday romance, you best believe it. We've got family drama. You thought your family had drama? No, you can get out of here. Damien's family has drama. Damien is from a mafia-ish family. He is a hitman for his family. They do a hunt. I'll let you guess what they hunt every year. And unfortunately, Damien's not allowed to join in because he doesn't have a spouse. Well, Damien's also gay, and it's kind of like swept under the rug. His family has homophobic tendencies all over the place. It's terrible. So he goes out to find a fake husband, and he runs into Killian, who needs some money. So he helps him out, and next thing they know, they're fake married and going to Christmas at Damien's family. Killian's never seen this much money in his life. There is definitely chemistry between these two off the chart. Again, another one that just sets everything on fire. These two fit each other so well. I really enjoyed how Damien loves Killian's uniqueness and oddities, I guess you should say. Killian was actually really protective of Damien, even though they didn't really know each other that long. And then there's of course, this threat of danger throughout the entire and throughout the entire story, with not coming from Damien, which is nice. I mean, it was probably one of my favorite Christmas stories, Christmas with an edge. K.A. Merikan has quite a few actual dark holiday romance reads. I think they've all been pretty good. This is probably one of my favorites of theirs. So if you like your holidays with a little bit of blood, a little bit of torture, maybe some violence, I highly recommend you checking them out for that. All right, this has been a quick, hopefully, wrap up of October, November, and 2025. Like I said, I do kind of want to highlight some more holiday reads, so I'll do that in another video. You guys, let me know if you anything. If you let me know what you've been up to, what you've been reading, any good holiday reads you got going on, what you're looking forward to in 2026, what your highlights were for 2025. Put that down in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the new year. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye.